Welcome to my how-to series for Google Sheets. You guys really liked my step-by-step guide on how to create your own to-do list spreadsheet. So today I'm excited to show you the second video of my series on how to make your own personal budget spreadsheet in Google Sheets. The first thing you want to do is to go to your Google Drive by entering drive.google.com in your browser. Now, click on New at the top left corner and select Google Sheets. This will open a new spreadsheet. I like to start by removing the text in cell A1 and then renaming the file. I also want to rename the tab to keep things tidy if I add more tabs in the future. Right-click on the tab and select Rename from the list. Select cells B2 to D2, then select Merge Cells from the tool in the taskbar. I want to increase the size of the text in this cell to 16 and make it bold. In this cell, I want to enter the current month for easy budget tracking. Then, center the text. Directly below, merge the three cells, enter monthly budget and italicize the text. I want to create a table to track the cash flow. First, merge the three cells from B5 to D5. Enter the text, cash flow. In cell C6, enter budget and next to this, actual. You may notice throughout the video that I will make adjustments to the formatting as I go. In column B, enter start balance, income, expense, bills, debt, savings, and finally, balance. Let's start creating our budgeting tables. Merge cells B15 to D15, enter savings and investments. In the row below, enter budget and actual. I'm adding a few categories to this table to help build the spreadsheet. I can always adjust them later to better fit my budgeting needs. As I progress, I want to adjust my column size to fit my entries. I also want each part of my spreadsheet to have its own feel. I'll make the table titles bold, and use italics for the budget and actual titles. Let's add a table for income. Select cells E2 to H2 and merge the cells. Enter the word income, then use the toolbar to center the text in both directions and make the text bold. In the line below, we want to enter date in cell F3, then budget and actual. Italicize this text. I'm going to enter a few income categories. I'm going to use these later to test my spreadsheet. In the date column, I want to use a date format. Go to the 1, 2, 3 menu in the toolbar. Select Custom Date and Time. I like to use a compact date to save space in my spreadsheet while keeping everything clear. Also, I want to add one of my favorite features in Google Sheets, a date picker mini calendar. To do this, go to the Data menu and select Data Validation. At the right of the spreadsheet, select Add Rule. In the menu that opens up, select Is a valid date. You can now use the mini calendar to select a date. Directly below the income table, I will enter the expense table starting in cell E15. It will have the same columns as the income table. I'm adding a few expense categories that come to mind. I also want to add a table for bills. I am using the same format as the expense and income table. The title is centered and in bold. The date, budget, and actual headers will be in italics. To save some time, you can copy and paste the expense table and change the text. I am adding a few categories for bills. To resize a column, right-click on its letter at the top and select Resize Column. I want to make this column 20 wide. I will do the same for column A and N. Starting in cell O15, I want to add the last table for debts. Once I'm finished setting up the bills table, my favorite part begins. Formatting the spreadsheet. This is where the magic happens. I'll adjust the column sizes and start adding colors and borders to bring it all to life. Now that my tables are done, I want to adjust the columns to optimize space. I will make the date columns 40 wide. I also want to change the size of the categories column to 115. I'm using the Fill tool to add color to my spreadsheet. To do this, select the cells you want to color, click the paint bucket icon in the toolbar, and choose the shade you want. I want to add a new column between column D and E to create a separation between the parts of the spreadsheet. Set this column to 20 wide. This part's pretty self-explanatory, so while I add some color and clean things up, here's some relaxing background music. To add gridlines to a specific table using the border tool, highlight the cells and click the borders icon in the toolbar. Click on the pencil icon and select gray, then choose all borders. This will create a clean look that keeps everything neatly outlined without feeling too heavy. Now that we've added some borders and cleaned up the tables, we can go to the top toolbar, click on View, and select Show, then Gridlines. It's a small step, but it really helps define the structure of the spreadsheet. I'll be adding charts later to provide some visual support for budgeting, but for now, I'm adding borders to define the areas where those charts will go. It's time to start entering numbers and formulas. The number amounts throughout the spreadsheet should be set to accounting or currency depending on your preference. By selecting Custom Currency from the 123 menu, you can select your local currency. As I showed you before, you can change the format of your date columns by going to the 123 menu and selecting it from there. To change the width of several columns at the same time, select the first column that you would like to change by clicking on its letter, then while holding down the Control key, select all of the other columns. While still holding down the Control key, right-click on any of the highlighted columns and select Resize Column. I'm going to take the next minute to make all the formatting in my tables consistent. Changing the number cells to accounting format and the date cells to short date so everything looks clean and uniform. Let's add formulas to the cash flow summary. In the income row of the budget column, I want to enter the following formula. To add the formula to the cell next to it, drag the small circle at the edge of the cell to cell D8. If you don't want to type out the full formula manually, start by writing the word equals followed by an open parenthesis. Then click on the first cell in the column you want to add. While holding down the Shift key, click on the last cell in that column. Press Enter, and your formula will be added automatically. I used that method for all of the formulas. Now that we've finished entering all the formulas under the budget column, we can select the cells from C8 to C12. Then, drag the small circle in the bottom right corner of the selection to the right to copy the formulas into the actual column. For the balance, enter the sum of the start balance and income minus the sum of all of the expenses categories. Drag that formula over to the cell next to it. In row 14, I will enter the total amount spent. This will be used to create two donut charts. One for budget and one for actual. Later, I will hide this information by making the text white. I want to show you how to add these two very useful donut charts to the spreadsheet. We'll start by adding the amount in the center of the chart. This number is not part of the chart. It's actually in the cell behind it. Select cells K7 to N8 and merge them together. Enter equals C13. Then, click on the 123 menu in the toolbar and select Currency. Center the text in both directions, make it bold and size 14. Repeat for cells P7 to S8. Now, let's create the first chart. Click and drag from cell B13 to cell C14. Go to the Insert menu and select Chart. From the Setup menu at the right, select Donut Chart from the drop-down menu. Go to Customize, then select Chart and Axis Titles. Under Title text write your budget title. I entered budget left. Center the text and make it bold. select the pie slice menu. To change the colors of the pie slices, click on the slice that you want to modify and select a color from the options, or click on the plus sign under Custom to select a specific color. Now we need to resize and move the chart to its final location. We need to remove the chart border and background. Go to Customize, then Chart Style. For background color, select None, and for the chart border color, also select None. Now that we have removed the background color and that we can see the amount, we can adjust the chart size and position so that the amount falls in the center of the donut. The second chart will be just like the first one, but first we need to select cells B13, B14, D13, and D14. To select all four at once, click on the first cell, then hold down the Control key while clicking on the others. Then, go to Insert and select Chart. Go to the Setup and select Donut from Chart Type. Under Chart Title, enter Actual Money Left. Change the color of the text to black, then center it and make it bold. In the Pie Slice menu, change the colors of the slices. Now, remove the border and background of the chart to give it a cleaner look, and then position it to the right of the first chart. To clean things up even more, we will remove the slice labels. Double-click on the left chart, or click on the three dots at the top right and select Edit to open up the Chart Editor menu. Go to Customize, then Legend. Under Position, select None. Now, go to the Pie Chart menu. Under Slice Label, select Label. Click on the second chart to access its menu and repeat the same process. Congratulations! Your budget spreadsheet is all set up and ready to go. Everything is formatted, the formulas are in place, and the layout is organized to make tracking your finances simple and efficient. To finish off, here's a quick time-lapse of me entering some sample data to test it out. You'll see the charts automatically update as I fill in the numbers, giving a clear visual of how the spreadsheet works in action. And make sure to watch until the end for one last helpful tip. It's always a good idea to test your spreadsheet once you're finished setting it up. As I was reviewing mine, I realized I forgot to add the mini calendar in columns G, L, and Q. Catching little details like this now can save you a lot of time and confusion later on. One last detail before you go. We need to hide spent in B14. To do this, select cells B14 to D14 and change the text color to white. This is a very useful tip for hiding formulas or data in plain sight. If you liked this tutorial and found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on staying organized and productive. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to create next. I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching, and happy organizing!